What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about a movie that I recently just watched and that I have seen quite a few times before since its release, but I have not got a chance to review it because it wasn't really available anywhere near me. So that movie is Brawl in Cell Block 99. Now, this movie was directed by S. Craig Zahler. If you don't know, he directed a movie called Bone Tomahawk and a most recent movie called Dragged Across Concrete. Two films I still have not seen yet, but I'm definitely going to check them out sometime soon. This movie stars Vince Vaughn as a guy who just recently gets fired from his job as a mechanic, and now he is going back into drugs. He realizes his marriage is falling apart, so he decides, okay, we're going to start over. We're going to try again. He decides to go into drugs, like I just said, and he later gets into involvement with the police, and he gets arrested. He has to serve a sentence in prison, and then some people tell him that they have his wife and that they are going to basically do stuff to the baby and her if he doesn't do what they ask. Now, this is a movie that I'm sure a lot of people have heard of today. That it has gotten a bit more praise since its release, but when it was released back in 2017, this movie was not very well received by critics, or not well received by critics because it was very well received. It just wasn't seen by a lot of people, and this movie is very underrated. I do highly recommend anybody see it. Now, this movie basically is like a prison action movie, although I do think it is more subtle and it is more character driven. So if you're just looking for a generic action movie involving a prison, you're going to kind of get that, but the movie does focus more on character development, which all films should. And this movie is definitely one that I particularly enjoy. If I saw this when I was younger, I probably would not have liked it because it takes a while before we get to the prison stuff. Like you don't get to prison till about halfway through the film. But there is a lot of important dialogue and a lot of important scenes that happen before they get to the prisons in this movie, and I do think it is very well worth the wait. If you are interested in seeing this movie, I do recommend you check it out. And if you think the first half is boring, just wait it out. It gets better. Trust me. It does. Now, what do I think of Vince Vaughn? I think he's a great actor. I have actually seen a lot of movies by this guy. My most favorite by him is probably The Breakup with him and Jennifer Aniston. Great movie, very funny. I would recommend you guys check that one out. In this movie, he plays a guy who basically is a lot is going on with his life. It's slowly spiraling downhill, but you can tell that he does have a lot of emotions, but he's really good at keeping them within himself. Like, he doesn't show it, which is something I actually really like about this character, because a lot of people have emotions, they want to express them. You can tell that they are just dying to get them out, but they just can't. And this is a guy who I really get behind. Jennifer Carpenter is in this movie too. She plays a really good character. She plays Vince Vaughn's wife, who basically she has a baby on the way. And what's great about this movie again is that this movie kind of, if you look at like trivia on IMDb, this movie kind of brings back the old style of the 1970s grindhouse era, where certain sound effects were amplified to make it seem more brutal and over the top. This movie does it very well. Like if you hear someone break a bone, you know that okay, it's gonna be a little bit quiet, but you're gonna feel it. This movie amplifies it to the point where breaking a bone sounds like somebody broke a bone and your ear is like right here. It's pretty intense. And trust me, the prison fight scenes were actually handled very well because Vince Vaughn trained with a boxer just to get the fight scenes right. And he said it made it a lot easier for him. And I do really think this movie is very well made. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to spoil anything for people. Even though this movie's been out for basically 4 years now, I don't want to spoil anything for people. But if you're into if you're into prison films or even the 1970s grindhouse era, this is definitely a film for you. And even though I didn't really see too many films from that era or films that represented the grindhouse era of filmmaking, this movie is definitely one that will. This movie got me into that genre, and I do want to check out more films that were released during that time. So, guys, I do recommend you check out Brawl and Cell Block 99. I'm not going to spoil anything or say any more. I'm going to give it an A. So, guys, thank you for watching. My next review will be for one of the James Bond films, Quantum of Solace. Looking forward to reviewing that. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I'm actually coming up with a brand new, I'm actually coming up with a challenge right now. If I can get to 100 subscribers, I will review the first horror film that I have ever seen. The movie that basically made me who I am, the movie that got me into horror in the first place, the movie that desensitized me to it, the movie that basically represents most of my childhood. So guys, if I can get to 100 subscribers, I will review that movie, and trust me, it is definitely going to be worth it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.